Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Victoria and this is Thymeandtenderness. So we are outside today. If you hear Layla crying in the background and cars going by, that is why. Obviously we are outside and I am bringing you my chicken video today. So as you recall, we got chickens about a month ago. It has been a full month now since they have joined our family, and a couple days ago we moved them outside into their coop. This is not where their coop is going to be staying. We are going to be building an enclosure for them out in the yard, inside of our fenced in yard, so that they are safer, but they were getting very dusty, very dirty, and very stinky inside of the house. So that is why we decided to take a gamble and move them outside a couple weeks early. It is nice and sunny out, so they are coming out of their coop now and they're in their little chicken run out here, and I am excited to introduce you to them all, as well as to list all of the things that I got Layla to help set us up. It was not break the bank. It was an investment to get everything all together, but it can be very doable on a modest income, and you can get things very cheaply and secondhand. There were a lot of things that I got brand new that you could have totally gotten secondhand, and there are things that you probably already have lying around the house that we did not, which is why I bought them. So I will be listing everything in the description as to what we got, but let's go ahead and take a tour of the current chicken coop setup. So these are the girls, and if you do notice, we do have some electrical running. These are all, I'm just funny about the electrical, but these are all lines that can be outside, and I, wanted to protect everything. But this is the coop. The coop that we got is from, you can buy it at Tractor Supply, but we got it secondhand off of a friend who was getting rid of hers because she had gotten a new coop. So we spent $150 on this coop. Somebody woke up from his nap, so I now have a filming buddy. You gonna be good? Mwah. So like I said, we are going to be building an enclosure in our yard inside the fenced in area so that they are safer, but they were getting really stinky and really dusty in the house, so we moved them outside. So let me show you our setup right now on the inside so that you can kind of get a gist of what's going on. So here on the inside of the coop, we have it all set up for them to be nice and warm. I have two heaters inside. One I believe is from Producer's Pride and the other one is from Amazon. I did put a camera inside, but they ended up breaking it. It was a little cheap camera that we used to have and watch Layla in the house. And here is little Reba. She's trying to get out of the chicken coop. And Emmie Lou, I think that's what that chicken is. I can't remember their names. But over on the other side, we had another little heater in there to keep them warm, since it is still rather chilly out at night, getting down into the low 40s and high 30s. Now here at the back of the coop, this is where their nesting boxes are going to be once they are old enough to start laying eggs. So the back comes out really easily, so I can reach in and get eggs when that time comes, and I already have a few boxes that I am going to be using for their nesting boxes. Okay, so we are now in the shed, and if you recall in some of my videos from a couple weeks ago, we had this big black tote in the office, and I had also gotten a cover which my husband screwed holes into, which I didn't end up using. You can't even see me. I didn't end up using in the house. We just put a baby gate over the tote. But once again, this was the tote that we were using, and we have the shavings from Tractor Supply that went in there. We got a waterer and a feeder, as well as chick feed and that big black panel, which is a heater, because believe it or not, the kit that I ended up getting was came with this heat lamp, and the heat lamps actually are very dangerous. They can cause a lot of fires, so I did not feel comfortable having that in the house, and obviously you can't use it in the coop because of the fire hazard. And fortunately nowadays they have come out with new products like the heat plates and the coop warmers that I showed you guys inside the coop, and that is what we use to keep the chickens warm. So technically your chicks aren't supposed to go out into the coop until they are about 6 to 8 weeks old, or when they have all of their adult feathers. However, after talking with some more experienced chicken keepers who have been keeping chickens for a long time, I decided to put them out early. So we have chickens of various ages in there. So the story of how we got our chickens was we had decided that we were going to be getting chickens, and I wanted to get 4 to 6 chickens, and I originally wanted to order chickens from McMurray Hatchery, which, if you are into the homesteading farming community on YouTube, especially if you watch the channel White House on the Hill, I think is what it's called, they order all of their chicks and their birds from McMurray Hatchery. Okay, so I had to come into the yard because Layla was just barking at me. She doesn't like it when we're not all in the fenced-in yard. So where was I? So I was trying to order chicks from McMurray Hatchery, and it just seems like everybody this year is getting into backyard chickens. So I made my list. I did a lot of research about the breeds that I wanted because I wanted good layers, and I wanted really chickens that were going to be friendly, and I wanted to make sure that we got all hens because it is a gamble when you get chicks of whether or not they're going to be a rooster or a hen, and we are not going to have a rooster here because roosters can be very aggressive, and I just don't want to deal with that, and I also don't want to deal with fertilized eggs. So you actually don't need a rooster in order to keep chickens and have eggs. A chicken will lay an egg just about every single day, whether there's a rooster there or not. So going back to McMurray, I was like, okay, great, I want my chicks to arrive around March, April, let me go ahead and order them. I go to order them, and all the chicks that I wanted, pretty much all the chicks on their website, were not going to come until August, September, or October. And that is because everybody is ordering chicks right now. So I decided, let's go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way, or not the old-fashioned way, but just go to Tractor Supply. So we have 3 Tractor Supplies all around us, and calling around after seeing people getting chicks, I called every morning for a while to see if my local Tractor Supply had chicks in, and one morning they did have chicks in. They had silky chicks, and I went and got 4 silky chickens. Now this was a problem for me because I did not want my entire flock to be one breed of chicken, as well as the fact that silky chicks or silky chickens aren't known to be the best layers, and they tend to get broody a lot, meaning that they just want to sit on eggs and try to hatch them out, and you don't really want that because that means that they think they're going to have a baby and they actually stop laying eggs. So my friend, you can hear Gabriel in the background. So my friend that I bought the chicken coop from, she has a ton of chickens, so much so that she outgrew that coop, and they have so many chickens that they had to buy a shed and convert the shed into a chicken coop. And after talking with her, because I wanted to get the coop from her, she happened to mention that she wanted to add silky chicks to her flock. So I said, hey, I have 4 silky chicks. I don't want 4 silky chicks. I kind of want to switch things up. So we decided to do a trade. Oops. Gabriel and the dog and everybody. So we did a trade. I traded her 2 silky chicks for 2 chicks that she had gotten, which one was a bluebell and the other one, when I introduce them to you, I will tell you their breeds. So I have the bluebell and one other breed, and then I have 2 silky chicks from the Tractor Supply. And then chicken math got crazy. If you're unfamiliar with what chicken math is, that means you decide to get however many chickens, but then you end up getting more chickens, and it just doesn't make sense. So I was browsing Facebook, and there happens to be a local hatchery about an hour from us in the middle of nowhere, Nanjamoy, Maryland. Her name is Kelsey's Quackery, I believe it is. It took me an hour to get there. I saw that she had a whole clutch of olive egger chickens, which were chicks that I really wanted to have in our flock. So I quickly messaged her, and I secured 2 chicks and drove an hour out to see her, got these 2 chicks and brought them back home. So long story short, that's a super long story. We have 2 chicks that are from my friend that I traded with that are a month, or they're 5 weeks old. So we have 2 chicks that are 5 weeks old. Those were the ones that I traded 2 silkies for. Then we have 2 chicks that are 4 weeks old, and we have 2 chicks that are 3 weeks old. So when I introduce you to them, you will notice a difference in size. You can definitely tell that they are different ages, because they are definitely, their feathers are all different and they're all different sizes. Anywho, let's get you introduced to our chickens and their names. Alrighty, so this is Olive. This is one of our 3-week-old olive eggers. So they lay green eggs, and yes, totally unoriginal of me to name her Olive, but I thought it was very fitting. This is Loretta. So she is another gray one, but she is not an olive egger. She is our bluebell chicken. So she's one of our older ones. Making sure I close the door. So I think she lays blue eggs, if I'm not mistaken. So she's hefty. She's like, you can definitely tell that they are older. And she definitely is one of my more difficult ones. But once again, this is Loretta. Here is one of our silkies. So this is Emmie Lou. So yeah, nice and fluffy. She's gonna be super fluffy. This is one of our other older birds. This is, who is it? Who are you? You are Reba. She is a sapphire gem chicken, and she is so pretty. She is this white color, and she definitely is one of our bossier chickens. So her and Loretta are very bossy. So once again, this is Reba. Here is our second silky. This is Mary Lou. She's trying to grow her adult feathers right now. The last chick that I have not introduced to you yet is Juanita. She is our last olive egger, and she does not want to be caught right now. So I'm gonna give her a break and not catch her, but those are all of our chickens. I do need to clean out the coop today, so I will show you how I do that. It's very different than when I did it in the house. So yeah, I'll take you along with me. And replenished their food and water. I am going to keep the heaters out of the inside of the coop for today because I want them to get some fresh air, because they've been kind of scared the past couple days staying inside the coop. I want them to get used to knowing that this whole entire space is a safe spot for them. Making sure Gabriel's okay. So yeah, thank you for coming along with me and learning all about our new backyard friends. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me some questions or comments down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!